提到旧金山市市长盖文纽森，您会联想起什么？是他支持同性婚姻的立场，充满争议性的个人感情生活，还是和台北市市长马英九媲美的傲人外表？今天我访问的纽森是争取2010年加州州长民主党初选的候选人之一，他信心满满地表示要收拾加州长久以来财务的烂摊子。
I think obviously we recognize we're living in challenging and difficult times, and the macroeconomics have obviously impacted the state of California. But this is not our first time on the edge of a cliff. We went through the boom bust of the defense spending in the 1980s. Then we had the boom bust of the IT investment in the mid-1990s, and now we're experiencing a combination, obviously, with the financial meltdown and the housing-fueled consumer spending boom bust, which has exacerbated things. But by no means did we ever get over the abyss? Did we ever cross over in the past? And I'm confident we won't cross over this time. But we need to reconcile the fact that we're no longer the only game in town. We need to be more competitive again. We've got to bring back that spirit of entrepreneurialism, that innovative spirit that's defined the best of our state in the past. And we can't rest on our laurels. And that means investing in people and investing in business. You got to be pro-job, which means you cannot be anti-business. And so we've got to create jobs. We've got to create incentives. We've got to get this economy moving again.
You're very popular as a San Francisco mayor, but in terms of running for governor, what will be your strength over Jerry Brown, who is the current Attorney General and was the governor of California?
Well, I mean, we're talking about moving the state in a new direction. We're talking about our tomorrows. We're not talking about our yesterdays. And I think people want to talk about our tomorrows and their tomorrows and how we're going to fight for real change, fundamental change. I think people want a track record of entrepreneurialism. I come from the private sector, created over 1,000 Californian jobs, got into the public sector. I'm managing a county, not just a city, and the county functions mirror the state functions. We're the only county in America with universal health care. We've got a framework for public education, which we think is a model for the rest of the state, an environmental policy and record that I'd put up against anyone's, and we have very strong economic and workforce development strategies. These things, I think, are what people in California are looking for. This is a record of achievement and accomplishment that I'll put up against the 8 years that Mayor Brown, Jerry Brown, was mayor of Oakland.
You're very popular and very famous for some other things, like your very strong stance support of gay marriage and your personal infidelity. So some of the things are kind of a controversial issue in the Chinese community. How do you get your point across?
For what it's worth, for those that may not be familiar, I would not have been elected mayor of San Francisco had I not received the support of the Chinese community in particular. But I've also reached across the divide. San Francisco has a sister city with Shanghai. It's the oldest sister city between China and the United States. I've been to China on multiple occasions and just opened an office in China, our first foreign office that a city had opened.
How about a sister cityhood between San Francisco and the city of Taipei?
Yeah, well, we also have strong relationships in Taipei. I've had the chance to meet the president, who was the former mayor of Taipei, of Taiwan, and of course, he just missed him, and he was just in the Bay Area a few weeks ago. I missed him, but had a chance to meet him because of our sister city relationship when he was mayor and I was mayor just a few years back. And so we're also very proud of those relationships.
Talking about Chinese, I would like to change the gear, ask some other questions like the San Francisco torch relay last year.
Oh, yeah.
So have you ever talked with any of the Chinese officials and tried to explain the confrontation between the relay and the protesters?
Yeah, well,
what was the reaction from China?
I was with the Chinese ambassador on many occasions to the United States. And look, at the end of the day, we had a successful relay race. It wasn't as intended. We avoided arrests. No one got hurt. It was in stark contrast to London, stark contrast to Paris. We were able to pull it off. We were able to allow the torchbearers to live out their dreams, and that was to carry the torch. We were allowed to save face with the Chinese community, to make it work, because that was important. Freedom of speech should be extended to everyone, and that includes people that disagree with the principle of running a torch in a city in America. And I just found that remarkable that people would try to stop that free speech and expression of the torch runners in order to advance their free speech rights. We tried to balance those free speech rights and still were able to move forward with the torch relay. and I was pleased with that. And I think the Chinese government, under the circumstances, as difficult as it was quite pleased.
Any Chinese or Cantonese words you can share anything with us? With
and obviously I'm looking forward to getting out across the state of California and reaching out not just in the northern part of the state where I'm better known to the broader Chinese community, Asian community, but obviously the southern part of the state. So I look forward to this campaign. I look forward to further dialogue and engagement, and I think California's best days candidly are ahead of us, but we have to reconcile that we can't continue down the path. We need a new direction.
So no Mandarin?
Mandarin I'm terrible at. Okay. I don't know why. It's unacceptable.
The last word you can say is 谢谢, means thank you.
谢谢.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good to be here.
Thank you. 2010年的加州州长初选将在明年6月举行。目前纽森面临的强敌是现任的州检察长，曾任加州2任州长杰瑞·布朗的回国竞选，而且未来还有可能有其他具有实力的政治对手角逐参选。纽森市长年轻活力的形象和自由前卫的行事风格有优势也有弱点。起跑早的纽森是不是一路顺遂会跑到终点，会是我们未来观察的重点。关晓芬高峰会，我们下次再见。